Hello everybody, Prince and the Bear here, and we're back, this time with our August monthly recap video.
It's been such a long time. It's been a month.
It has been a month of a lot of food. I really feel as if I'm eating 3 times more food than the princess.
Sometimes when we go back and look at it, it does actually seem like that.
Definitely at festivals,
Yes.
I'm eating 3 times as she eats.
Totally.
Easily.
100% bringing my snacks and whatnot.
So, cheers to August.
We're starting off with a drink as per usual in our Halloween Horror Night.
It's Blinky Cup season.
Yeah, I guess.
Blinky Cup season.
I'm turning mine off. It doesn't need to stay on all the time. Yeah. Okay.
So, first up, best entree of August.
We had a lot of entrees in August.
Too many.
Obviously. The one that has stood out to me the most, the one that I'm still dreaming about, the one that I'm trying to recreate at home is that crispy tofu with Asian glaze from Hollywood and Vine. I am so glad that we got to go to the first day of the buffet. It was an incredible experience and one that, like, I wouldn't have normally recommended Hollywood and Vine, and now I will. And if for anything, for the crispy tofu, because
I feel a little bad.
He stole most of it off of my plate.
I feel a little bad as the days go by. Reviewing the video because we stayed at that restaurant so long and
way too long, far too long.
Because of what we do, the focus on the food. These videos take a long time. We take up a lot of servers' time, so we didn't want to hang around after we finished doing all our video. So she actually never went back to get any more tofu.
I really wanted to, but I didn't get an opportunity.
She had one piece.
I got one piece, and then he ate the rest, and then I didn't have an opportunity to get more. So I've just been dreaming about it, that one bite of tofu. But it has to be the best entree of the month for me because I had one bite and I'm still thinking about it.
But my favorite entree of the month, best entree of the month, was also from Hollywood and Vine, which is weird because we have talked some major shade about Hollywood and Vine, about how we didn't like it, the food was gross, the dessert was gross. That was during the press panini. Now,
true.
Reopened back in its usual style. I'll admit, I was wrong.
And you know, in the before times, he never wanted to go to buffets, like, ever. And now he's
still
like,
don't. Too much food.
I mean, you're into it though. You were into Hollywood and Vine. You were into most of the food. You were even surprised about the pork belly, like, out there, like, being cut. So, like, I feel like you're a lot more open to buffets than you were in the past.
So the beef stew with vegetables is my favorite. I thought it was like pot roast. It basically was labeled beef stew. It was really good though. And I don't usually like beef. I'm not a beef person like that. And it was really tasty. I had like more than I normally should or would, but it was good.
You definitely had your fill at Hollywood and Vine.
With the runner-up to the plant-based muffaletta from Boardwalk Deli. People are sleeping on Boardwalk Deli and I understand why.
I didn't rate the muffaletta. If I was going to, I'm going to rate it a 4. Because I don't like olives, and it definitely gave me something to think about. It was that the cured and pickled root vegetables really just set me off, and the bread was amazing. So everything about it was great. I just think that if it was cut different, so every slice is going to be different because of the way they cut the bread each day. So what was a problem for us that day may not be a problem if you guys go another day.
And we've been back since then, and we've seen examples of the bread actually cut evenly. So
yeah, when we went for breakfast, they had his turkey or his chicken sandwich in the display, and it was so much actually cut in half, and not weird how his was.
So, cheers to the best entree.
To the best around.
Now for everybody's favorite category, the worst entree of the month.
Is that our favorite?
I said their favorite, not our favorite. Our favorite was the best. We got to eat this food.
I would say the most forgettable item that I had was the vegan drunken noodles from Islands Dining. I gave that a 2.5. And I did sit there and just slowly pick at it and eat it while Bear got his all you care to enjoy experience. And it just didn't wow me. It didn't wow me at all.
She basically sat and watched me eat for 30 minutes.
I ate the noodles slowly, and I kind of like picked out the chickens, but I don't know. It wasn't like I feel like when I'm into something, I will actually eat it all in one bite. And when I don't like something, I will just pick out the parts of it that I do like and eat it and like leave the rest.
And that's the kind of restaurants we usually like to avoid because we want to go someplace where we're both going to enjoy ourselves. Princess was not having a good time. She was okay, but she wasn't having a good time.
I was having a good time that you were having a good time. So sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah. So my worst entree of the month was actually a piece of fish.
Surprising.
The sustainable salmon calublak from Hollywood Brown Derby. Hollywood Brown Derby's food is like a roller coaster of it's good then it's bad, it's good then it's bad. Her dish was great. My dish was terrible. I had to force myself to eat the salmon because everything was cooked right, but like the meals itself just didn't gel with the sauce and the pretzel thingy on top, and I didn't enjoy any bite of that food. I still ate it.
See, one thing about us is we try to finish our plate no matter what. We commit to our mistakes.
And we don't send food back.
And sometimes we will go without eating for several hours, if not majority of the day, so that we can have these meals. And then to go out and not enjoy them after we spent all day like waiting to eat it at Disney prices it can be pretty disappointing sometimes.
Eating that food. But we do it for you guys. So cheers to the worst.
May we not see you ever again.
You're not missed. Best drink of the month.
My favorite drink is going to be a strawberry drink because I love me some strawberry. But it was actually Bear's drink.
Was it my drink?
Yes, it was the Strawberry Dream Rossini at Via Napoli.
And she made fun of me for getting that drink.
But it had strawberries in it. It tasted like a strawberry popsicle. It was so good. It was so good. I gave it a 5. So
It was a
definitely
good
something to try.
You have a high rating than I did, I think.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well, and then my favorite drink of the month was the Florida Crush, which is actually a homecoming specific drink that we got during the Flavors of Florida Festival. I have absolutely no idea if I can still get it, but that drink was something special. That drink made me actually proud to be a Floridian for a change.
I'm sure we could probably go ask, but the Florida Festival ended. It was Flavors of Florida is what it was called officially at Disney Springs. We did one video there. I think it ended like the first week of August.
Something like that.
Or second week, somewhere around there. I think it was the second week. Yeah, it was. It was the day before Food and Wine started. It was the last day of the festival. So, yeah.
Cheers to the best.
No.
So, worst drinks of the month.
Worst drink of the month is a drink that I've ordered in the past, and maybe it didn't particularly. What's the word? I liked it more in the past than I did in this particular moment. I think perhaps maybe it was the way that it was mixed. But it didn't always taste like soap to me, so that was one thing. But the Purple Mariner
I definitely didn't taste
from Ale and Compass, I gave that one a 2. It was okay, but it's just not my jam. It's just not my jam.
So it's loud. It's loud not to be your jam. My worst drink of the month was the Celebrity Margarita.
You guys know we know how to drink, and I swear we sat there for so long at Hollywood and Vine. We finished everything that we got, and then we get the check, and he's still finishing this drink.
That drink took me a while. Like you
he
guys,
let it water down, and he was still.
If you haven't seen the video, go
time.
watch it. Even if you just want to skip to the end. I was struggling at the end of that. I ate a lot of food, and that drink, when I tried it, which is in the beginning of the video actually, was not feeling it. And it took me, it was a little short margarita, and it literally took me until after we had dessert to finish that drink.
Like I said, we were literally like paying the check. You were sitting, we were discussing how much we should like up the tip, and you're still sitting there like.
Struggle bus. Straight struggle bus. Cheers to the worst.
May we never see thee again.
You will not miss. Best appetizer or side of the month.
So this wasn't actually my highest rated appetizer side, but it is the one that is the most memorable to me. That is the mixed berry salad from the Boardwalk Deli that we had for the lunch period. It's something about, one, having berries in a salad that always wins me over, and the dressing. The dressing was so good. It was so good.
It gave good green.
It really did.
It was very good salad. And she doesn't like fruit in her salads usually.
I love strawberries. I love berries in my salad. I don't like those oranges that they usually put in salad. Yeah, I'm not into like those kind of things.
Like we had in the castle
pears,
salad.
I won't do pears. Yeah, like the castle salad. I'm not into that stuff, but give me some, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries. I'm down.
My best appetizer of the month was actually an ancho chili chicken empanada. And empanadas and me, we've done some things. We've been here. If you guys have been here for a while, we did like empanada llama in Jacksonville.
We actually didn't do a video of empanada llama in Jacksonville.
We just ate it?
We just ate it.
No, well then. Either way,
we did do. What was the one we did the delivery order from?
The place in Riverside.
The Zen Butcher
empanadas.
Yeah, Zen Butcher empanadas.
Then they had like Yuka Mojo with it or something.
Something like that.
Empanadas have been a hard sell for me. Appetizer was the first place where I was like, I am in love with this. It was a super crispy, like almost like cornflake crispy empanada with a very soft, fluffy inside and that chicken filling. I daydream about that empanada. I do.
It looked pretty. It looked like one of those Jamaican patty things that you had. Do you remember getting one of those at Epcot?
Yes.
Was it? How did that compare?
It was definitely better.
Okay. I guess it wasn't a Jamaican patty because it was at the refreshment outpost or whatever.
The meat patty.
The meat patty. Yeah, that's what it was.
This was definitely a lot better. I'm in love. In love. It's like foodie love at first sight. So cheers to the best.
Something about Amatista. We always fall in love with something there.
Now for the worst appetizer aside, there were a lot of contenders this month.
I think you guys could probably guess if you watched all of our videos this month which one gave me the worst oatmeal cookie face. And that was the mixed olives from Hollywood and Vine. That was big oatmeal cookie face.
The princess doesn't like olives.
And then my runner, and I gave that one a 1. Not for me. If you like olives, go for it. More olives for you. I will shove the whole tray in front of you. Just go for it. No. But the one that actually I feel like was worse to me, because olives are always going to be bad, it was the breadstick from Circus McGurkus.
I think it was bad.
At Islands of Adventure, which makes me really sad because I love Universal breadsticks.
You could have performed an unaliving with
but
that
I'm
breadstick.
literally on the table.
It was so hard it broke itself in half.
It was very sad.
But my worst appetizer of the month was actually the pulled pork jelly donut from 8 Spoons Cafe at Animal Kingdom. That, to me, and I said at the time, is what happens when Instagrammable foods go wrong. A jelly donut and pulled pork do not mix. I don't know whose idea it was. It was just as gross as it was messy. It did not taste good. Jelly donut with like tangy barbecue was just not working for it at all.
How do you feel if they replace the pork with jackfruit? Would it help?
No. This is the flavors. It wasn't necessarily just the pork on its own. Those flavors, jelly donut, pulled pork, just did not work in that sandwich whatsoever. And then a runner-up was also that breadstick from Circus McGurkus.
That was a sad breadstick.
That thing was a joke. Cheers to the worst.
To Circus McGurkus. May you have amazing AC forever.
But never hurt us. Best dessert of the month.
Mine was pretty easy because I only had 2 desserts this month.
I'm the dessert. I am the dessert king now.
I know. This is your guys' doing. You've created a monster.
I'm the dessert captain.
Created a bear monster. But anyway, I only had 2, so I have one best, one worst. My best one was the apple tart from Hollywood and Vine. It was really nice. It reminded me of Storybook Dining at Artist Point.
Yeah, you said that a lot.
And I think, like I said in the video, it belongs in that restaurant, and Snow White would approve, and I stand by that. I think they should offer it at Magic Kingdom. Like in their bakeries and stuff, just offer more vegan things
plant-based
like
apple
that.
crisp.
Yeah. Why not? I gave that one a 4.5.
Right. Well, my favorite dessert of the month was, amongst the many that I had, far too many, was the Clock Strikes 12, which was the sort of like chocolate coffee dish that I had at Cinderella's Royal Table. I gave that a 4.5, and like I took a couple bites, and then it was gone. I like devoured that entire thing, including the little chocolate medallion with the clock on top. It was good. It got me. You guys got me with the dessert thing, and I blame all of you.
He's super into the desserts now. He's bringing
terrible.
oatmeal cookies home and stuff. Eating all the desserts.
My waistline is not happy with me. Cheers to the best.
I already drank to it, but I'll drink to it again.
Princesses.
I like the apple crisp. It deserves 2 cheers.
Worst desserts.
Which is my second dessert that I had for the month of August. I guess I need to actually step up my dessert game. The Coffee Pots de Creme from Cinderella's Royal Table. Mine was a lot more liquidy than the one that we had in the past. Though our waitress said that they changed it to be, I forgot what the base was, like passion fruit or something like that.
Yeah, it was passion fruit.
And you could, once you dug down to the bottom and you got to the passion fruit, it was way better than like just eating the top pudding
evenly
part.
distributed.
Yeah. It was like this much passion fruit and then this much coffee, and it just didn't work for me. So I gave that one a 2.
So my worst dessert of the month was actually from Hollywood and Vine. It wasn't all good. It was the carrot cake cupcake with buttercream icing and candy corn shavings on top. I'm traumatized because that was not great. It was almost not worth a magic pill.
Why would you put candy corn on? Well, I guess it makes sense.
Candy corn is amazing. I don't know where that cupcake went wrong.
But why would you put it on carrot cake? In what world does candy corn and carrot cake belong together? I don't know. It's like pineapple on pizza.
Take that back.
Hey, no.
Take that back
Nope.
right now.
Nope.
Blasphemer. So cheers to the worst.
Oh yeah. Cheers to your carrot cake cupcake.
Best festival food item.
It's food and wine.
So yeah, we made a second run of food and wine this month.
The new festival
We
booths
had
open this month.
4 new booths open?
Yeah, 4 new booths.
So we went by and got all the booths that we didn't get, or the newly opened, and the couple that we didn't get the first time. I gave you guys your Italy booth. I hope you're happy. I did not enjoy myself. I was not happy with myself, but I still got it.
But you only got dessert.
I didn't say what I would get.
No, he didn't.
Next
I
time
expected him to
fun.
get like the savory and the sweet, but he
Nope.
only got the sweet.
Yep.
I tried for you guys. I
did.
was really
She was
trying.
definitely on your side in this. I was definitely on my own side. So maybe next time.
So best festival food for me, I didn't try a lot. We went back and did some favorites.
I didn't really have a lot for you.
There wasn't really a lot, but I really appreciate how they've improved the vegan mac and cheese. It's not just recycling those Italian pepper sausage thing that they've had the couple of years past. They really put some thought into it, and it tasted like the tacos that you get from Woody's Lunchbox or from Beaches and Cream, but in mac and cheese form. So that's definitely a repeat item that you should absolutely get every time you go to Food and Wine until it ends. Even though I rated it 3.5, I think that I would probably, I don't know, if I got it again, I'd probably rate it higher.
So my best of the month was another one of the new food booths at Food and Wine, was the Spam Musubi Nigiri. And that tickled my member berries. And it just resonated with my island boy soul. I literally have been threatening to sneak off and get some of those every time we go to Epcot.
It's true.
I gave it a 4. I probably should have given it a 5 because absolutely, other than that chicken empanada, all I've been able to think about the entire month.
I expect that one of these nights I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna pass out in the middle of the day, and I'm gonna wake up and he's gonna be gone, or he's gonna walk into the door with 2 plates of that, or bringing home a container full right before the festival ends.
I'm not ashamed to take Tupperware to Epcot. Don't try me.
Nobody should be ashamed to take Tupperware to Epcot. There's nothing wrong with bringing home leftovers.
Nope. Not at all.
Or back to your hotel room.
So cheers to the best festival food. Now, the worst festival food, if you've been here, should surprise absolutely no one. And if you are surprised and you're here, you have not been watching these videos closely enough. You need to go back, rewatch it, re-like it, and come back here and tell me why you didn't know what this was.
And if Bear's spitting bothered you at all, we apologize for that. We're going to clean that up a little bit more in the future. It was just...
It was a bit triggering.
It wasn't something we were
looking
thinking
back
about.
on it. We made some like short form content of that, and we definitely covered it up in those. But thinking in hindsight, maybe it didn't have to be so graphic.
No, it's just, Bear decided to fertilize the plants that day with pho.
It's not like she gets any
some
warning,
reason.
really.
No. And
so yes, the tofu pho from the Noodle Exchange.
We have allspice in our cupboard currently, and Bear doesn't even want to look at it.
No. I was scarred. Now, if we make it back to the Epcot Food and Wine Festival before it ends, and given how long it runs, there's a possibility I may be willing to try that again. A lot of the problems that we thought a lot of the problems stem from looking at it. They serve the broth out of like tea dispensers,
big coffee vat things.
We were like very early in the booth. There wasn't anybody at the booth when we got there, and basically we think that all the seasoning in the broth basically settled to the bottom. And so when they served us broth, it was just all allspice.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely awful. I'm gonna have to be very, 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 very couple trips around the world to try that again.
Oh.
But I might, just for you guys. Maybe like a short. Maybe I'll do a short. Probably will be a full video.
We'll see. We'll see what happens in the coming months. We've got other events happening that might take our priority over going to Epcot. So
we have some surprises for you guys coming up soon. So both of our worst. You gave it a 1.5.
Yes.
I gave it a 0.
Obviously, he spit it out.
Yes.
So I don't want to cheers to the pho.
No, we're just going to pray that never happened. Huh? Best festival drink.
Now, I wanted to pick a drink that was new and not an old drink because we did a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Yeah. So for me, my favorite new drink that we had for the festival for Food and Wine Festival for the month of August was the Cape Codder.
That was from the seafood booth.
Coastal Eats.
Coastal Eats.
The vodka that they use, I believe it's Blair and Blaine is the name. It's used in multiple locations for specialty drinks around Food and Wine, and it is a vegan vodka. So it was nice to just have that vodka with some nice little juices in there, and just vodka and juice. I liked it.
It was pretty tasty.
I gave it a 4.75.
But my favorite drink of festival drink for this month was actually another beer, a cidery beer from the brewing. So brewing is one of those weird ones where like there are festival drinks, but on the wall behind where you order your drink, there's also another list of beers that aren't included in the festival for some reason. And we found the Soft Parade Berry Ale, which I made fun of for the name, but it instantly changed my tune when I tasted it. I gave that a 4. It's pretty hard on the drinks this month.
I mean, how could we not? So
cheers to the best.
To the best. May we have many more before the festival ends.
Worst drink of the festival.
We actually agreed on the worst drink of the festival. We basically agreed on the worst of everything.
It was very easy this month to agree on the worst.
The sparkling pineapple wine.
She made me drink that.
I just couldn't because it was too artificial tasting.
I really wanted to feed it to the birds.
Too artificial
and
tasting.
she wouldn't let me.
You can't get the birds drunk. That's just rude.
Why not?
Because they're animals. They're just tiny little animals, and you don't know if you're going to kill them or not.
They're hanging out at Epcot. You think they're not drinking already? You've seen how some of them birds act.
One time, I did see a bird drink like liquor off of the table and then kind of like stumble around trying to leave. I would never want to do that to a bird.
Vegans. But yes, she gave it a 2. I gave it a 1.5. I did drink it. I did not enjoy myself. It just tastes like pineapple syrup and wine.
It was bad. It was really bad. Avoid that drink
it's like
at
gas station
all
wine.
costs. Yeah, worse than. Totally.
Cheers to the worst.
Cheers to no more pineapple wine.
On to the necessities list.
Your necessities list is a lot shorter than last month. Mr. Whoop.
Readjusted
Necessity
and
list.
calibrated my bare necessities list this month. So I'm a lot more picky on things that got awarded my best to the best.
Too picky.
So, the Flying Saucer Impossible Burger from Sci-Fi.
We
I
love
think I
Sci-Fi.
almost asked the princess to go to Sci-Fi just for an excuse to eat her food most of the time. Because I think almost every time we've gone, her food has been better than mine.
I always feel like it's easier for me to share the food from Sci-Fi because it's so much larger. And even the appetizer dish, like, I split that and I still, like, there was still plenty left over. There's enough for 4.
And then the Florida Crush, made rest in peace from Homecoming from the Flavors of Florida Festival.
Well, you don't know if it's dead yet.
I don't know if it's dead yet. And then the prosciutto e melon pizza, because Bear's on a whole different level. We're not dealing with pineapple and pizza anymore. We're dealing with cantaloupe and prosciutto and pizza, and I will die on that hill. Then the ancho chili chicken empanada, because an empanada is the thing of my dreams. If you're going to go to Amatista, go get that empanada. Tag me in it several times to convince me to go back.
Princess and the Bear on Instagram.
Yes.
Tag us.
And then the beef stew with root vegetables from Hollywood and Vine. I don't believe Hollywood and Vine even made my necessities list, but here we are.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. And it made mine as well, I believe. Yes, it did. My list actually ended up being longer than Bear's this month, which I guess is a nice little flop from last month. Where in your list, like I said, was
Massive.
so my necessity items, some are repeats from the past, but we had them this year, so here we go. The chickpea panisse from Cinderella's Royal Table.
Even though it got smaller.
Even though it got smaller,
get
it was
smaller.
still delicious, and I want to make it at home because it's like 3 ingredients. It's super cheap to make, and
I know
why
I joked
not?
about helping her, but I will actually help her when she goes to make it.
If
I
you
always
guys
help her.
want us to do like a cooking video of that, please tell me in the comments because I don't really know what you guys want me to cook, and I will gladly cook for you guys. The Flying Saucer Impossible Burger is also always going to be on my necessity list because it is probably the best Impossible Burger on Disney World property.
I know a lot of you vegans are sad because the crab cakes are gone, but it's still worth going for the burger.
Yeah, I do miss those island cakes. They were so good. I do
Crabless
like the
sticks.
island cakes more than the spinach and artichoke dip replacement, but that one was also primo. I think it just needs the breads. The Steakhouse 71 onion rings, because those are bae, especially the little dipping that goes with it. Shout out to Chef Nick, who curated the vegan menu there and is amazing. The roasted buffalo style cauliflower from Ale and Compass, that is one of my original loves and inspired so many things moving forward on this channel.
Yes. We made that dish at home several times.
Yes. The crispy tofu with Asian glaze, which I will probably not shut up about for a very long time, and will probably be spending the better part of a year convincing Bear to let me go back to Hollywood and Vine so that I can have more than one piece.
Maybe when it's not Halloween.
I mean, they'll change it for Christmas.
Oof.
And then the guava nuther wood chalk hard cider. It was a necessity item last month. I didn't rate it this month, but I did put it on the necessity list this month. It was the only full-size beer that I ordered of the time, ever since, I think to this date, of the times we've gone to Epcot. It's the only full-size Food and Wine beer that I've ordered. The vegan honey chipotle pork arepa from Amatista, though not My Beloved Tacos is still an amazing entry and probably one of the best vegan arepas offered in the whole like competition of arepa with Disney versus Universal since Encanto came out.
This arepa really should be in the arepa truck in Universal Studios.
I agree. I think that the arepa truck is missing out by not having a vegan arepa. Anyway. And then lastly, my beloved yuca from Amatista, which I even forgot to order and asked the waiter like after the fact, and I still obsessed over it. Yeah, he brought it. We didn't finish it. I took it home. I offered to share my leftovers with Bear, but I would not share my yuca.
Nope.
So yeah, it doesn't matter when or where. That is an amazing side. That is my Princessities list. Everything on there is a necessity. Plan your vacation around these things. You don't really have to do that. But if you do, you're going to have a really good food time.
Yes. Reference our other videos for our other necessities. Maybe at the end of the year, we'll do like a grand necessities recap.
Yeah, I intend to do that.
So
we
you guys
do
have
our
like
end
our
of
best of
year,
the year.
but we'll also definitely do the necessity one, yes.
But definitely, we have some. It's been an awesome month for August. This has been our August recap. We have a lot of awesome things planned for you in September.
Halloween Horror Nights!
One of those is Halloween Horror Nights.
This is Halloween.
By the time you see this, we will probably have already gone to Halloween Horror Nights. So yes, we're doing that this year. There will be Blinky Cups abound. You will get our reactions. We will do the food and drink like we always do.
Sorry, we're not going to Not So Scary Party. We're just... Yes, you can trick or treat and get vegan options, but there are no specialty vegan food things. We've said that so many times, but
we just couldn't justify the $400 cost not to be able to eat anything this year.
When you can spend that much and get month-long or passes for Halloween Horror Nights. But I do want to reiterate that if you go to Not So Scary, you will not starve. There is the trick-or-treating, and you can get vegan treats. But all you're going to get is the
Follow Your Heart
vegan
cookies.
Treats. The Enjoy Life.
Enjoy Life cookies.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they do have pretzels
and
on sale.
Enjoy Life candy bars. Yeah. Skittles.
Mm-hmm.
And like a couple of other things.
So there will be things for you to eat. Just don't.
It's just snacks.
Don't go starving.
For us as food reviewers, we're not interested in going and reviewing prepackaged candy and spending what amounts to a month and a half of Universal experience in one night. It's just not. It's not. And we polled you guys, and you guys aren't going either. So why are we going to go? You guys aren't going to go.
Maybe next year, because we continue to hope that they do better. So when and if it improves, we will make the effort to go. But we have some other surprises planned for you in September. September is our birthday month. Both of our birthday months.
Both of our birthdays.
So we're going to wild out. We don't require anything from you guys but to be here and be you. But you have asked in the past. The links are all out there. We have Amazon wish lists. We have Ko-fi page if you want to do that. But we will see you soon in all of that stuff. We have so much great stuff planned for you this month of September. So until the next time, we have
new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe.
You heard the girl.
And like this video. And please comment, because we read all of your comments. And we take that into consideration when we plan our upcoming months.
You heard the girl.
Bear. Did you know I have a surprise for you in the month of September?
Oh God, she's been asking to spoil the surprise for like weeks, and I won't let her.
I have a surprise for Bear.